He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Phantom Zone. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking. The man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in all of YouTube entertainment today, Mr. Zod. And today, welcome, everybody, doing some afternoon talks. I will have Pop Culture PB with me on here eventually. You know, he's running a tad late. Yeah, you know, welcome everybody. We're here to talk, to chat. There's some exciting stuff going on. And before I get through that, I'm going to read through all of these wonderful people in the chat. But there's a lot of exciting things going on this week, like a whole lot of exciting stuff. So let me just get through this wonderful chat and see who we got here so far. Let's see. We have, oh goodness, Justice for Depp. Carmen, welcome. We have Elizabeth Me, welcome. We've got Coffee, welcome. It's good to see you here, Shalana. Donald, how are you doing, Donald? And thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. Let's see. We have Kim, welcome, Kim. Tiffany, always good to see you, Tiffany. We have Nikki. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Carmen, I'm just saying hi to you again, just to make sure that I get you, because I know you like when people say hi to you. So there you go. We also have the mightiest of all pies, lemon pie. We have Dean Jacob. Good to see you here, Dean. And we have Maddie G. What up, Maddie G? Good to see all of you fine folks here. So before I start jumping into other stuff and I start really diving into this, because I got a lot to talk about, an afternoon news segment. See, here's what happened. I hear stuff during the day, but because I have a late night show that is on Fridays, there's a lot to cover. Plus, there's the ridiculous Snyder Cut coming out. So this Friday will probably consist of talking about that. So we got a lot of things coming out. We've got the UK appeal that's coming this Thursday, and we've got City of Lies this Thursday. So I'm probably taking Thursday off because, well, you know, I need to cover that stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it looks, but and just call me Hen. I did not forget about you, even though I might have. Apologize, Hen. I apologize. My thing doesn't update as fast as I would like it to, so I got the chat pulled up here off to the side, so that way I'll make sure I don't forget anyone. And of course, the lovely Cherry K is here. Great to see you, Cherry. So everyone, some exciting stuff is going on. Finally, movement when it comes to this Johnny Depp thing. And like I said, look, I'm not going to talk about a bunch of stuff that is really just like, as they say in television biz, filler. That's what it is. I want to talk about stuff that has some relevance. So a couple of big things are happening. We've got the appeal coming up, which will be monumental if that gets appealed. Wow, that'll be huge. if he gets the appeal in the UK, that would be, first off, hilarious. And secondly, it would definitely be a big middle finger, a huge middle finger to all of the people who've been writing these articles. I'm looking at you, THR. I'm looking at you because nobody likes you. The irony is I actually have an article from them today. But no, nobody likes you, THR. Nobody reads you. You haven't been relevant, and I don't know how long. But anyways, there's that. The second biggest thing that we've got coming up is the movie City of Lies comes out, which I am going to go and see that this Thursday. Super excited about that. Apparently, I'm doing a review with Rob, so it will be very interesting. Oh, Helly, good to see you here. Good to see you. And of course, Keely is here. I know she said she was busy, but I did send you a link. If you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to. I understand how it goes, though. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to City of Lies. A lot of people don't know about the history behind that movie, which is the whole thing between Biggie and Tupac. So I don't get that one, Mr. Lemon Pie. Zod, were you just recovered from a frozen lake? Yes, I definitely agree. Okay, so anyways, with City of Lies, I was looking forward to that because I am a huge fan of Biggie and Tupac. I know they say, oh, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. They say, oh, that's a good one. No, this is my mug of coffee. Okay, if you guys can't see, look at this, how big this is. Like, this is the thing of coffee I need just to be able to function at this time in the morning. I mean, it's super, like, I need the industrial sized strength cup of coffee. So move downstairs and dad. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, so we've got the City of Lies coming out. Huge deal. But what I'm here to talk about for the first article of the day is actually something about Amber that I found interesting. There's uh, a lot of rumors floating about, and I call them rumors because nothing is verified. Hey, Big Daddy-O, good to see you here. Good to have you in the chat. There's a lot of rumors, and I say rumors because until I got hard confirmation, I'm not going to say one way or the other. I will say that it appears good, but I started thinking about it. And we've had some situations with females that have pulled the hashtag #MeToo on a male. And it always seems to me disproportionate to what the verdict is for the males. So it always appears to me that the males seem to suffer while the females take hits. And a perfect example of this was Angelina Jolie. And I use her a lot because she's the first person who hashtag #MeToo someone and lied about it, and yet still is working. And keep in mind, Angelina Jolie has immensely more talent, at least in my mind, to Amber Heard. Like, but Amber Heard for some reason is still getting work. It's spectacular. It's spectacular to me. Then again, you know, Hollywood doesn't like making money these days, so who knows? But I brought up another article here because it's kind of funny. We Got This Covered has been shilling for Amber for it feels like forever right now. They've been on a show fest for the brave and stunning Amber Heard. They got so much love for her. Okay. And there is an article from We Got This Covered that I wanted to cover because it's ridiculous. I love when you do the double. They covered it. I wanted to cover it. Okay. Anyways, here we go. So I'm gonna my first article up, and I hate using these guys because they're about as reliable as my trash sources, my raccoon sources. But here we go. So here is a hilarious thing. Here's a hilarious thing, folks. Amber Heard, and I'm just gonna zoom in on this. And now these are people who have been shilling for her, which is why I find it interesting about the headline. It says Amber Heard is reportedly still fighting for a bigger role. Now, I find this interesting because if you are the role of Mira, which Mira is supposed to be the like sidekick, I would say sidekick. Anybody out there? Sidekick? Yeah, sidekick to Aquaman. Then why would you be wanting a bigger role? That really fascinates me. So supposedly, everybody says that she's getting paid more. If that part is true, they're a bunch of idiots. And if she's getting paid more, then she's getting paid more to do less, which I find the irony in that would be hilarious. But Aquaman 2 is due to start shooting this summer. But right now, we still don't have the for certain how involved Amber Heard will be in the DC sequel. Rumors have swirled a few weeks ago that the actress was being replaced as Mira due to poor health. I didn't buy that one. I don't believe it's poor health. I think that is a rumor. However, this was soon refuted by her reps. Nevertheless, reports say Warner Bros. Is at least attempting to reduce her presence in the movie, given the bad press that surrounds her these days. I do believe that. And I've said that because remember, folks, I was saying that I talked to someone from DC fandom, and they told me her involvement was being reduced because she's being reduced on tours. I said this very exact thing. I didn't say that she wasn't going to be in it or in this particular movie, but I said most certainly she's probably not going to be in the franchise after this, and I knew it. So her presence is being reduced in the movie given the bad press that surrounds her, which is exactly what it called. But Heard's not going to accept this without a fight, as according to rumors she shared by insider Daniel Rickman, the Justice League star. She's not a star of Justice League, guy. She was just put in there in the Snyder Cut. She's not even in the original. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, is battling to get herself a bigger role in Aquaman 2 than she currently has. Is believed that various female characters will be introduced in the film with no intention being to share out much screen time that would have been Mira's between them. It's unknown exactly known how exactly she's fighting this, but apparently, I hate when the article jumps. Heard isn't rolling over on this one. She should. She should. The studio is... okay, I'll talk about this in a minute. Her position might be helped somewhat by the fact she has the movie directors and leading man on her side. James Wan is said to be doing everything he can to secure the leading lady's position. I don't believe you, because James Wan has come out and said he doesn't like her. Likewise, Jason Momoa and Heard get along, and the Arthur Curry actor is reportedly keen on keeping her on. It sounds like both men would be dead against Amber being replaced by a new actress if it came to that, Warner Bros. Is definitely aware of the negativity surrounding both Heard and her ex-husband Johnny Depp. Not true, more Heard, due to the ongoing legal battles, which have unearthed several unsavory facts on both sides. Not true. Depp's already been fired over losing his Luque libel case last fall. So if the next court ruling goes against Heard, it's very possible the studio may be quick to cut ties. As for now, though, she's fighting to maintain her leading role in Aquaman 2. So brave, so stunning. Really. So, speaking of
finally.
Speaking of fighting to keep their lead role, what up?
Oh my God. I fucking said that. I was like, oh shit, I'm not going to make it there before he opens the article, and I'm going to be in the back the entire article. And I was. Point number one, 100% she couldn't do it anymore because of health. Do you want to know why?
Ooh, enlighten us. Why?
Because you're thinking like she couldn't do it because of health in the Tom Cruise way. Like Tom Cruise couldn't keep doing Mission Impossible because he broke his ankle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing that this is the complete opposite of that. Amber Heard can't do anything because she has zero mental health, guy. Mental health. Like you're discounting the mental health here. They didn't want to say mental health because they don't want to, say something that freaking terrible. They'll just say, well, health reasons, so that you can sit there wondering what type of health reasons. And I was like, well, she looks like she can still walk around. She doesn't look like she has any type of eating disorders from what I can tell. She doesn't look like she's hooked on drugs. I mean, maybe a little bit. I can't, you compare her to her movie self and you go, who the fuck is that person? I don't fucking know who that is. That's what happened to me at the beginning. I was like, who's this person in court? It's some random blonde person. They're like, oh, that's fucking Amber Heard. And I was like, I don't believe you. But I'm pretty fucking sure it's mental health, guy. Like, I mean, what state would your mental health be if you had to constantly keep track of every single fucking lie that you told? That's got to be unbelievably stressful.
I mean, I'm a villain, so it's easy for me. I'm not just a villain, I'm the villain, so
no, I know. You just lie and then go, oh, well, that was a lie. Get over it.
It's like what did you guys expect? Superman does that. Superman is obnoxiously honest. Okay, he's honest to a point where it's like, come on, guy, you gotta lie. Okay, were you gonna tell Lois she's fat when she's pregnant? Is that what you did, Kal-El? Great way to be a husband, Kal-El. Good husbanding skills. She just go, hey, I'm feeling a little fat today. What do you think? Maybe
like, that's how I like them.
And this is why me and Superman will never get along. But no, I'm a different kind of villain. I know I heard that from somewhere.
That's for
what was that? Where it's like, I'm thinking Shielder. He's like, I'm a different kind of cop, but same difference. Anyways, no, but here's the thing that is hilarious about this, because they did come out with an article, believe it or not, PB. I don't know who the hell it was. If anyone remembers in the chat, you could let me know. They did. Yes, I know he snapped my neck, and that's felonious lies. This is why I don't like the Snyder Cut. Anyways. Zack Snyder's like, I'm going to go over the top. I'm just going to break his damn neck. So... didn't kick him down. Anyways, I'm going to pitch a Zod movie. Anyways, they were floating photos, PB. And look, I'm not a fan of Amber. I know no one in the chat is a fan of Amber, but no one is
Oh, no,
a
no, no, no,
fan.
no, no. I'm sure that there's one person down there who's a troll. We just don't see them yet because they're waiting for
Oh,
their moment.
oh yeah, Glare Glare always lurks in the shadows. He's like, I'm just waiting.
It's like she's
He's
brave and
trolling me.
stunning.
He's trolling me right now. He says cellophane S is your weakness. See, he was waiting and he struck. That is some quality work. I can appreciate someone waiting there without uh but here's the thing. Look, I don't like Amber Heard as much as a nice guy. No one here likes Amber Heard. I've even had some people going, "Oh my goodness, I can't stand her." But some people have also agreed, and I do agree with this. There's been some articles that have been coming out that they've been worse than YouTubers just reaching for stuff. There's been articles coming out about how supposedly she gained all of this weight and lost her role. And look, I I do not like Amber Heard, and I don't mind the fighting fair kind of a thing. But what really upsets me is articles that have that whole, oh my goodness, she's gotten so fat. So now she doesn't have the role because she's so fat. And it's like, I don't believe you. You're the same people that said Sasquatch was real. I've not seen Sasquatch. I've wanted to. I don't see the Loch Ness Monster either. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, so these people, I don't agree with attacking somebody's figure, no matter who it is, because it sets a bad I don't know, precedent. What do you think? I agree. PB's like, let's check it out. It's okay. But yeah, Sasquatch is very real. I mean, it's possible, Glare. They fire. Oh man, you're lucky PB can't get his mic working, or oh my goodness, he would be upset about that. Yes, I know. StreamYards. Uh, I hate doing it from a phone. That's why I'm doing it from here. So, anyways, I'm not answering you because I don't know what you said, because the last thing you said was like back there, Father Zod. So, anyways, I take it you're gonna try to. Did you get it to work, or is the technology still not working? There we go. All right. You jump back out and jump back in. So, anyways, ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous stuff. I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't I'm not exactly a huge fan. Yeah, that's not a question. That's not a question. Gosh. So, has the tech worked yet? This is exciting. Hmm. All right. So, the next thing I'm going to talk about, let me see. Whilst I wait for PB to try to fix technical difficulties. No, PB's using his phone. So, and it sucks on phone. I know personally, and I have a new phone. Still not the best. So here we go. The next thing I want to talk about is a personal favorite of mine, a favorite show. And if you guys didn't notice, I have it in the thumbnails over here. They are doing a live action to the Powerpuff Girls. Boy, this is going to be such a disaster. I don't know why they feel the need to take things that I like, cartoon shows. Yes, they were good. Our cartoons were the best. I sat down there with my daughter the other day, and she's like, Dad, I've got the most awesome thing to show you. You know how kids get excited. She's like, Dad, I got the most awesome thing to show you, and show you this new show. It's about vampires and stuff. And I go, oh, okay, cool. Vampires, werewolves, maybe it's some cool stuff. It was some nonsense on Netflix called High School Vampires. I don't know what it was. It was the worst. It was the single worst experience of my life watching a television show. It was terrible. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. And then I saw some more stuff on Nickelodeon. I'm like, this is not the Nickelodeon I grew up with. There's no Real Monsters. There's no Are You Afraid of the Dark, Rocco's Modern Life, none of that stuff. That era is dead. It is this crap that they put on for kids that's obnoxious and rude, and I hate it so much. It's so terrible. So now that these terrible things aren't working for them, okay, Father Zod, this isn't your show, so it's my show. So I'm going to talk about what I want to. Anyways, so we'll see you later, Glare. Thank you for coming and trolling us. I appreciate it. Sean B, yes, Nickelodeon is trash. It is garbage. But what they're doing with the shows are even more ridiculous. Because, yes, Legends of the Hidden Temple, thank you. There are people who watch great Nickelodeon stuff. Nickelodeon used to have good stuff for kids. And my whole point with this conversation and bringing up this in particular is because I want to show you how they're taking stuff from our childhood and they're putting in politics. And the CW is the worst culprit of this stuff because they're going to take it and they're going to remix it and turn it into a Riverdale kind of a thing, right? They're going to make it a preteen, terrible show. There's things that I think would work, but this is not one of them. I know that Bitchy is very upset about this right now. This was one of her favorite shows. I look forward to actually doing reviews with her because she brought this article to my attention and she's not very happy about it. So it'll be interesting to do reviews on this. So here we go. There is the Powerpuff Girls reboot. They're comparing it to the show The Winx, and look, I watched the Winx Saga on Netflix. It was a very mature kind of a thing. But here are the people that they hired for this. I love the diversity push. Seeing as too, they were cartoon characters, so really they didn't have any diversity to them. But so the CW's upcoming Powerpuff Girls reboot, I can't even believe they're trying to say that and market it. They're not even marketing it as a cartoon. They're marketing it to like a young adult audience. Like how do you take a name like that and try to market it as a live action adaptation, which has several years after the protagonist have moved on from crime fighting? The live action adaptation of the popular title have been coming for a long while. These tends to gravitate towards the dark teenage drama genre, which don't do very well. to also to be the case with the CW's Powerpuff Girls live action series, where Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup represent their previous life as childhood superheroes. Shows like Riverdale and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and Titans have similarly put twist on the original premise, with the latest property to be imagined being Fate, the Winx saga, which, although improved on certain aspects of the source material, was still riddled with many worn-out tropes that prevented it from being truly unique. Yeah, like they didn't get into a bunch of politics, so they didn't like it. So these are kind of all of the different villains they've had in the show. They said, so they said in the show, and this is hilarious because Winx 2 was a cartoon, and they said that they whitewashed a character. Now, this is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard of. They whitewashed a character. I don't Oh, he's even angrier.
Oh my God!
Does he have a voice?
You can hear me this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ! Like, how is
Like,
it that the older device can work better than the newer device? That's some bullshit right there. Unbelievable.
The funny part is the older thing worked. Now, look, I didn't want to read this whole ridiculousness because it really pisses me off. Me and you are only gonna like one part of this show, and we both know what that is because we're both fans of a show that this person came from.
I mean, yeah, I told you I like 1 out of 3 of the Powerpuff Girls, and I haven't seen the show. All I did was see one poster where they're equating which one is playing which character. I was like, yep, I like the middle one.
But here's the thing, okay? Some things work to translate, right? When you say it, it rolls off the tongue. Like, you can buy from Netflix The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, right? Because it has a certain flair. You're like, oh, this isn't your mother's Sabrina. You know, it's dark. There's witchcraft and crazy stuff going on, right? Or you can buy something like, hell, I could do the Winx Saga because they said something cool in front of it, like Fate. And then they put the Winx, like, you know, they don't put that first, right? They have a good leading. They're deciding their fate. And I was like, oh, what's that? And then they put it in little subtitles. And I was like, that was a good lead. Way to bury the show right there. Because people look and they see this big old thing and they're like, what is Faint? Oh, and the Winx, that sounds interesting, right? But I don't think they should lead with the Powerpuff Girls live action. One, fans of the show are going to hate it, and two, Father Zod just brought up being obnoxious as usual and trolling the whole thing. He does make a good point. When someone of his demographic hears Powerpuff Girl, they're not going to take it serious if they've never watched the show. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would be inclined to agree, but even if you've watched the show, who would take it seriously? It's a cartoon.
Like, this is my thing. What is the new trend of
I don't want to hear about your thing, guy. Nobody wants to hear about your thing.
Well, one person. Anyways.
She don't want to hear about
it. I mean, I don't care if it's Looney Tunes or any of them. Exactly. The dogs agree with me. I don't care if it's Looney Tunes or anything. People are tired of these cartoons being translated into these terrible shows. More importantly, into terrible shows. Honestly, I'm getting to a point where I don't think any cartoon should be put into a live action format. It is a cheap and manipulative gimmick. And then half the time it's like, who's your target audience? Because they make these shows shows supposedly for older, young or edgier adults. It's Dawson's Creek of Powerpuff Girls. Yes, I watched Dawson's Creek. You know what? Don't judge me. I don't care. I love that show. I had the soundtrack. I was young once.
I don't believe for a second that you were young once. Is that supposed to be like a true story? I thought you just popped out a full-grown villain.
Maybe I did, according to Zack Snyder.
Are you gonna get this $5 super chat?
No, I figured you would like to read it. You got a lot of
okay. We got a $5 super chat from Haley Angie. Angie? Fuck, I fucked her name up already. God damn it. For Papa Zod, hope you are well. 3 red hearts.
I love how you do that. You're like, 3 red hearts. So let me ask you, taking our favorite person out of it, and Chloe, taking our favorite agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. out of it.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'll try.
Say it wasn't her. Oh, thank you, Father Zod. Father Zod sent me a "You're amazing" $5 or $20.
He sent you a super pair.
It's not just any pair. It's a super pair. Thanks, Dad. And by the way, I am going to give you a call later. See how you doing. I guess you figured that out by the fact that I scheduled the stream. Anyways, here's my question. If both of us didn't know that she was going to be in it, would this even be anything remotely on your radar? Because I'll tell you right now, it would not be on mine. I would not even attempt to watch this.
Absolutely not, Guy. I never, ever watched the Powerpuff Girls when I was a kid growing up. I never watched the Powerpuff Girls when my sister moved back with her nephews or with my nephews and my niece. So I never had the viewing with the little kids or anything like that. So I was never into the Powerpuff Girls. I never understood why they got as big as they did, because to me it just seemed like another generic cartoon, but people love it. So for me personally, absolutely not. I was not interested in this show, and I don't know exactly what they were going to do to it to make it, I don't know, more exciting or exhilarating or some other synonym of those words, because if it's going to be a live action Powerpuff Girls, I assume they're not going to make it campy that when somebody punches somebody in the face, they cut to a bam or pow like 60s Batman. Like, I don't think they're going to do that.
Father Zod, that's what they're going to be. Powerpuff Women. Apparently, they're going to do an adult spin. You know, here's what I would find funny, though, to be honest. If they played it like one of them is an alcoholic now and one of them is like a drug addict or something, I'm not going to lie, I would actually buy that, because if they play it like, but it's the CW, so it's 50-50. Superman and Lewis is giving me hope for their writing, but not much. When that show didn't have that high of a bar to be great, and you know, everyone's raving like, oh my God, it's the greatest. And look, guys, I know you're not used to great programming from the CW, so even when they marginally try, it seems like a monumentous occasion. But PB, you and I have been following the CW verse probably longer than anybody else who started jumping on the train, apparently. I mean, we go back to the days of Arrow and Flash and Legends of Tomorrow.
Well, okay, full honesty, I didn't start watching the Arrowverse in totality until Flash started. So that was season 3 or 4 of Arrow.
But that's still fair. That's like season 3 or 4. How long have we been going now? So I give you that.
Oh gosh, that was 8 seasons, and it's been off for a season, so that's 8 years.
Carmen says, Zod, you're Blossom. pink Powerpuff Girl. I love Blossom, but I like the other one better. The one who's always angry. Not Bubbles.
See, I don't even know the
Cherry.
names.
Cherry, I think is her name. Is it? No, it's Blossom, Bubbles. I always forget the third one, and that's the one I like. I like the angry one.
And that's the one I like.
And
oh my god, guy.
Okay, so here's what made, if you guys don't know, and you're probably saying, well, Buttercup, thank you. Buttercup is the one that I like because she's sassy.
I love Princess Buttercup. We're not talking about that movie, are we?
Here's what made Powerpuff Girls, in case you're wondering, like, Zod, why are you talking about it? This cartoon comes from the day when they used to have satire. Remember that, guys? Satire. They throw in politically.
What's that?
And yeah, they throw in politically relevant jokes and they sneak them into these kids' cartoons. And you watch it and you go, oh my gosh, did they just talk about this on a cartoon for kids? That's the era when Cartoon Network was making good and clever shows like that. They had a villain called Him, but it looked like a girl. And this was bad. I kid you not. There was a villain called Him, but was dressed like a girl. This was the first cartoon to do that. And as a matter of fact, when that villain came out, there was so many people were pissed about it. It was hilarious. And even the villain it looked like a guy with a tutu. It was like a claw. It was like a lobster looking guy. I'll pull up the picture, but it was hilarious. He has like a tutu and talked like a guy with a really low voice. It was
like we're talking like lower than Darth Vader.
Oh, I'm sorry, high voice.
Oh,
not a low voice. I'm thinking about it in the universe.
Before you read that, if he just sends you the money personally, you'd get a bigger cut of it. Continue.
I have been a good dad. My son, Mr. Zod, talks about Powerpuff Girls. Oh, the humanity of it all.
You try and raise them right, and stuff happens.
But yeah, I mean, and I find it fascinating because they think they can add more social relevance and talk about these things, and they haven't been done in the 90s. That's the whole point of this. Really, that's the point of this afternoon chat, is they think that their version of talking about this is the right version. So they're going to dig up and resurrect everything, and they're going to turn it live action, and they're going to make their political messages. How much you want to bet, PB? If we have to lay money down, how much you want to bet this is going to be nonstop girl power, all of the guys are evil kind of a show?
I mean, it's possible. I thought that that's what was going to happen in the rebooted version of Charmed, because that's what it felt like at the beginning, and as the show went on, it got less and less and less. What channel is this show supposed to be on, or network?
CW.
Okay, well, 50-50 then.
And I mean, it's not connected to the Arrowverse, thank God. So
why would you think that it would have been connected to the Arrowverse? Like Powerpuff Girls is a DC comic property?
No, they just want to connect everything to the Arrowverse. Greg Berlanti wants everything. He's a piece of crap. It wouldn't surprise me if he had the Powerpuff Girls just because they're superheroes coming through the Arrowverse, because he has no clue how to run DC whatsoever. He's the equivalent of JJ and them ruining Star Trek, apparently. I don't know. I'm not a big Trekkie, so he's the equivalent of that. For anyone who thinks over at DC we don't feel your pain, all of you Doctor Who fans, all of you Trek fans, I understand your pain, because Berlanti has been messing up the Arrowverse for years. He did a reset, I have the feeling, to try to make an agenda push and put in all females, and then when he tried Batwoman and it's failing epically, now he's like, oh, I better scale it down.
It's failing?
Oh, it's failing. The ratings on that is atrocious. I would not.
That's because I'm a couple episodes behind.
Oh, it's just getting worse. And now they're talking about that's an
Oh, it's
article
not
I'm
fun.
gonna bring.
It's not funny anymore.
No, I mean it's still funny. It's a great laugh. One of the best comedies on. One of the greatest. But they're talking about bringing Ruby Rose back, and I'm like, don't do it.
Oh, I
Don't.
saw that article and I was like, oh, double Batwoman. That'll solve it.
They don't say maybe we should get new writers, maybe we should go back to the comics. They don't say none of that. They go, you know how we're gonna fix it? We're gonna double down. Jesus Christ.
Double down on hilarity in our drama show. That'll fix it.
Dries, I hate you. I hate this woman, Dries. She is the worst. She is like the worst thing that ever happened to a DC product. Anyone who starts off their talking point with, we are so proud of the diversity that and inclusion that we feature in our show, should automatically be fired. She should be fired and she should be banned from every writing room in America, because you know exactly, as soon as those words come up, you know exactly where that show is going to go. Right down the toilet. And
No, they don't go right down. They swirl around a little bit and then they go down. Unless you're at, some Walmart or something like that where they got the super high pressure, then they get sucked right down.
Oh, Tiffany Daniels says, for PB, he needs a Reese's.
Like, I do like me some Reese's, but no, I don't need one. I just murdered a donut. There's plenty of people in the chat that know what I'm talking about.
Father Zod says, PB is a good guy when he sleeps properly. There is no arguments there. He gets a little.
Wait a second. I'm a good guy when I sleep properly. It really sounds like what he's saying there is I'm not a good guy at all. It's like, well, when he sleeps properly, well, when the fuck did that happen last? Oh, shit, I dropped an F-bomb.
That's all right. That's the one for the show.
That's our one. Slipped out. Damn it, I didn't get to use it properly, but whatever.
Big Daddy-O says, Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, did you ever see the Powerpuff Girls Teen Titan Go crossover episode? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That does not mean that Greg gets to take the show and bend it over on the CW. That's not what it means, okay? That means that it happened once. It was probably a joint venture because Cartoon Network owns both properties. That doesn't mean, Greg, that you can cross over Powerpuff Girls with the Arrowverse, because I know that's what you're thinking. We're going to get the next big crossover event, and we're just going to see the Powerpuff Girls thrown in there. Why? Because Greg Berlanti is the most horrible person in the world. You know, I'm just going to get angry and start swearing a lot, so I'm done with this. I'm done with this article.
Good choice.
Because I've got to get red faced. Anyways, let's move it along to Bill Burr. We knew this was going to happen.
Oh, my favorite Star Wars comedian.
I was waiting for Bill Burr to come out and get salty, and he's been holding his tongue for the longest with the whole Gina Carano thing and the cancel culture thing. And, oh yeah, Father Zod, you might want to watch the show because there's probably going to be some lesbian stuff in there. They've vaguely alluded to it. But anyways.
But the Powerpuff Girls are lesbians?
One of them, they're talking about it. The one on the far, the first one that my...
Not Chloe.
No. I know.
I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to that.
But anyways, Bill Burr said some apparently spicy things at the awards.
No.
I love it. When are they going to learn to stop inviting these comedians and getting upset when they say something at these shows where they try to prop each other up? What did you think Bill Burr was going to do at the Grammys? Okay, first of all, no one gives a flying F about the Grammys. They haven't in a long time. They don't mean anything. Secondly, if you didn't want something controversial said, why in the world would you invite Bill Burr? He makes his living off calling you people stupid. So you invite him to a thing with a bunch of shallow and pedantic people, and you expect him not to say anything? That's low-hanging fruit. That's all. Those jokes write themselves. He's just sitting in the lobby going, yep, I'm going to say a joke about this guy, going to say a joke about this guy, maybe throw in something about cancel culture. Yep, it's going to be a good night, folks. Going to be a good night. So let's see what Bill Burr's latest sin is, because they've been dying to attack him for the longest now. And it comes to us, folks, from our favorite
Hey, assholes, go play in the other room. I'm trying to listen to this.
So, this is from THR. We know how reliable they are because, they can't even remember what they write about people. And it says, Bill Burr draws criticism over Grammys premiere ceremony jokes. I love Bill Burr. Like, can we seriously, I don't know, get him and Keanu Reeves a day?
I thought you were going to say, how can we get a Bill Burr Star Wars show? Because he's just out there, doing stuff in the galaxy, and it'll be hilarious.
Oh, my goodness. I'd watch it.
I watched the hell out of it.
So,
like, if you thought The Mandalorian was them going around doing random missions here and there to do, move the story forward, I don't freaking know. Bill Burr going around doing whatever he needs to do to survive is really going to be random missions, and I think it would be spectacular.
So, oh my goodness. And they put him on this category. This seriously, I would have went for this too. While presenting the best tropical Latin album, didn't know that was a thing, Burr said, the feminists are going nuts. Why is the cis white male doing all this Latino stuff?
Latino? Like, are we sure it's Latino? Like, you got to be a man to be Latino. You might want to cover your bases, and every time it comes up, just say Latinx.
Comedian Bill Burr is drawing criticism on social media over remarks he made while presenting a series of awards during the 2021 Grammy Awards premiere ceremony, which I didn't even know they had the Grammys. That's how much everybody cares about this. Had no clue. I never know when Grammy season is because I don't care about the new music. It's all not that great.
I didn't know that the Grammys were going on until one of my friends on Twitter posted a tweet that said, well, apparently Blue Ivy's 20 years younger than me and more successful. And I said, what color plant?
After walking on stage to piano music, Burr said, was I the only one that wanted to kill myself during the piano solo? I brought Man, there's so many things to pick from this. Oh man, there's a lot of snowflake statements here. All of the snowflakes are definitely going crazy when he came up. They probably just go crazy when they see him. I brought a suit for this. I thought I was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I'm losing so much money. Burr presented several awards, including Best Latin Rock or Alternative Albums, Best Choral Performance, Best Classical Instrument for a Solo Performance, Best Classical Vocal Album, and Best Classical Compendium. I think that's what it is, as he presented the Best Regional Mexican Music Award, which Natalie, I'm not even going to attempt to say that one. Burr mispronounced the singer's name. I don't blame him and apologized. I can't say the name. The Grammy goes to Natalie. sounds like what I would say. I will accept on behalf of her if I butchered her name. I'm sorry, Natalie. You won. While presenting the best tropical Latin album, Burr said, "The feminists are going nuts. Why is this cis white male doing all of this Latino stuff?" Following his appearance at the premiere ceremonies, critics of his jokes took to social media, causing Bill Burr to trend to Twitter. The Hollywood Reporter has reached out to Burr's reps as well as Recording Academy for comment. Burr received his first Grammy nomination every this year for Netflix comedy special Paper Tiger, which was nominated for Best Comedy Album. I definitely agree with that. We should have done more and sooner, the statement of acknowledgement in response to a Monday letter from more than 100 PR firms demanding that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association provide explicit plans for transformational change. The organization behind the Golden Globes, another trash award show, issued a statement emphasizing that it has gotten the message. Currently comprised of 87 LA-based journalists for outlets abroad, the HFPA said, as a demonstration of our commitment, the board has anonymously approved a plan to increase memberships to a minimum of 100 members this year, with the requirement that at least 13% of membership be Black journalists. It further vowed, we are committed to making necessary changes within our organization and our industry as a whole to pander to all of you babies and snowflakes. Oh, sorry, editorialize that. We also
editorialize. Unbelievable. Sitting here trying to listen to an article, and I was like, what is real? At least we can tell when you editorialize now.
We also acknowledge that we should have done more and sooner. It added, well, we recognize this long-term process. We will continue to be transparent, provide updates, and have confidence in our ability to change and restore the trust in the organization of the Golden Globes. Sure. The full statement appears below. The Hollywood Foreign Press reiterates that we are committed to making the necessary changes within our organization and our industry as a whole. We acknowledge that we should have done more sooner as a demonstration of our commitment, blah, blah, blah. We have already begun to work on how effectively to implement transformative... Implement, I know.
Like, gosh. Implement seems like a wild word that's some type of sexual fantasy.
Now, here's the best part, folks. Here's the best part. This is what they're analyzing. Are they analyzing how to make the show better or how to make us care or anything like that? No. They are analyzing policies, practices, member recruitment activities, and member selection process through a prism.
For a show?
Yes. And here's the best part. Through a prism of diversity, equality, and PB's favorite word, inclusion.
Oh my God. Oh, inclusion. We need to be so inclusive. Or, because you're a TV show, you could just find the best people, and then, typically inclusion is something you don't have to worry about because no one's going to care when they like your show. They don't go, well, this show, it's just the cream of the crop, but fuck if there... Oh, I did it again. If there ain't a lot of white people...
Facilitating 20 quarterly training over the next 5 years on DEI topics ranging from implicit and explicit bias to strategically diversifying the membership, evolving the association with changing demographics, welcoming Black members into the inclusive environment, and ensuring equitable pathways to leadership for women members, to name a few. Facilitating introductions and perspective strategically through DEI, partner organization in journalism and entertainment, and developing a strategy to sustain those mutually rewarding relationships over many years, conducting interviews with members to invite their input and development strategy and actualization of DEI goals, also gathering the rest of this is just garbage. I don't understand what this has to do with Bill Burr.
Wait a second. So is this the theme of today? Is Zod found a bunch of articles, read the headline, possibly the first paragraph, didn't read any more than that, and then once he got into the article, found out, the rest of this is trash. F 'em.
Basically, because the rest of this is just, from what I'm gathering, they're blaming what happened with Bill Burr and his crazy statements of jokes on them not being more inclusive. So this is what happens when you let the bald white males speak. They get everyone's feathers in a fluff by telling jokes. Oh gosh, and then we've got to go for more inclusion, because if we had a Black or a Latino representing this show, there would have never been any off-colored jokes. But because it was Bill Burr, it was out of taste. Oh my goodness! Can
I? I gotta read this comment here. If you want to put it up on the screen, thank you. Sweet Apple says, "Not inclusive. It's more affirmative action. Doesn't matter who's qualified if they are white. Hire the unqualified instead."
Yeah,
like I thought we were past this. In what the hell was that? The 1920s or the 1930s? I don't remember if it was before or after the crash. It doesn't necessarily matter. When businesses would put up a sign that says "Irish need not apply." Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that anymore, but apparently we've come full circle and we're right back to that. They're like, if you've got a low melanin count, you might as well not come here and apply for this job. I don't care if you're the best at what you do. We don't need the best. We need the right people. And you're like, well, what is the right people? Well, the right people means that you got to check the right boxes. And you are a cis white male. That means you're checking exactly one box, and that's not enough boxes for us. So move along, white boy.
Tristan said a good point. She said, "Too cool. Love talking about different things." Thank you. Appreciate it, because I want to vary it up, because all of this stuff comes full circle to why we have the problems we have today. Big Daddy O says, at Mr. Zod's fandom zone. No, let's not find ways to get more viewers. Instead, let's think of every way to offend people off till noon. I'm going to say none. Is tuning in. POCs, DC about representation, only white SJWs. And there's a bunch of emojis and a guy face palming. I feel like there's a lot of people that face palm when they hear this stuff. They're like, oh my God, again? Why? Why again? Just call me Hen. That is magnificent. That is the most magnificent way to put it.
What? Positive discrimination. Because if you add the word positive, it couldn't possibly be a negative.
Yeah, right. Like more like hypocrites because a K-pop can't win a Grammy. Oh gosh, that's a saucy take. Let me tell you, who doesn't like K-pop? There's someone who hates. Oh, Justin.
Everybody.
No.
As far as hold on. I mean, I don't talk to a whole lot of younger people, let's call them. But I have never talked to anybody personally that was like, oh man, every time I turn on the radio, I'm just searching for channels that play the K-pop because those Koreans, they've got music figured out. I've never heard anybody say that in my life. And then you look around and you're like, why are all of these 13-year-old girls screaming? Where did all these 13-year-old girls come from? What the hell is going on? They don't have any money. You're like, well, their parents got money. And I was like, oh my God. When I was 13, my parents ain't buying me a ticket to go to a concert. They're like, you know what? You can work your ass off all summer, and then maybe we'll buy you something. Maybe.
Rebecca likes the K-pop. Look, Rebecca, I'm there with you. Okay, some of them bands are good.
Whoa. She said she likes it?
Oh, no. I plead guilty to not having listened to K-pop. Okay, I should have read that further.
I was going to say,
outed myself.
you read her comment exactly backwards. I was like, wait a second, where I had to scroll up. I was like, did I miss a comment? Because this says not. Rebecca, you got to do what John did. Next time you use the word not for Zod, you got to put it in capital letters or else he's not going to read it correctly. Unbelievable. Like that was way worse than going through an article and being like, oh man, this is a long word, I'm just going to skip over that. You read her comment and gave it the exact opposite meaning it was supposed to.
Big Daddy-O says Zod's Phantom Zone, if these white folk care so much about inclusion and diversity, why'd you have to include her?
Yes.
Let Brie Larson and all the woke SJWs step down and let POC take their place. But they won't. I don't know.
No, they won't because they like their jobs. Like, do you remember the Nissan commercial with Cheese Larson?
No, not at all. I don't remember that commercial.
Right, so
something.
Everybody comes out and they're like, oh my gosh, you see a super woke commercial with Brie Larson? I was like, oh, I guess I didn't see it yet, which is weird because at the time, still had the satellite, so I was seeing commercials here and there more frequently. So then I finally see the commercial and I go, I don't understand what everybody's so upset about. She got that lady who dropped the taco fired. Like, straight up fired. Because if anybody paid attention to the commercial, the boss said to whoever the lady is, he goes, oh, we're not going to promote you this quarter. So unless there's some history of him saying we're not doing it this quarter for multiple quarters, multiple years, which we have no point of reference for that. So as far as I know, she's getting promoted next quarter, right? Okay. So then she's like, hey, drop the taco, get in the car. Let me get you all worked up so that you can go back and be like, hey, guy, I know that you were going to promote me, and you said you're going to wait till next quarter, and I ain't putting up with that crap. And now you just got fired when if you would have just waited for, 2, 3, 4 months or something like that, you would have got your promotion. But apparently you were too impatient with your Brie Larson feminism.
That's a beautiful synopsis of that commercial.
She got that bitch fired.
That's what she does. She's the worst champion of causes I've ever seen in my life. She comes out before the evidence on Jussie Smollett and says, oh yeah, he's black, he's clearly innocent, did not fake that whole thing, even though everything about his statement made no sense. But I'm Brie Larson and I'm Captain Marvel, so I know it all. And
I'm
then
the strongest Avenger.
Then she's wrong and she's like, better not say anything about this. Now she gets that poor girl fired. We don't see the take where she goes back in the office, gets fired, and now she can't support her family because of Brie Larson. Thank you, Brie Larson, destroying more lives besides with your crappy acting. You.
Oh, Kafa seems to think that you're a K-popper here, Zod. Are you a K-popper? You like this K-pop?
Anyways, on to our next article.
Interesting.
So, our next and last article is about another strong group of women kicking these white males out of Gotham. Yes, folks, I'm talking about Batwoman. Ruby Rose
Ooh.
is apparently her career has not been going well. She's in the Meg 2. So I don't blame
her. They're making a second one?
Oh, I'm going to see it. Yeah, you bet you. If not just for Jason Statham punching a shark in the face again. That was the single greatest moment in cinema history. He punched a shark in the face with a British accent. That movie should have won an award. Should have won an award. He got robbed. That's all I got to say about that. So, Ruby Rose says she might return to Batwoman, but there's a catch. Ooh, what's the catch? She's only going to do a day of shooting and be like, hey guys, definitely this time kill me off so that you don't have this other person who's trying to take over.
I realize that the entire season has turned into when is Ruby Rose coming back? So if you guys could kill me off and see me die on screen, that'd be great.
Former Batwoman star Ruby Rose says she's open to returning for a cameo, but doesn't think it would serve the CW's story very well. Thank you. We're not the only ones, Ruby. There's, you're not the only one. We also say they should just, like Frozen, let it go. Just let it go. You're handicapping Javicia. And, it's not the greatest acting show in the world, but God help her, she's trying. And it's really crappy that instead of focusing on her, they've turned it into a huge where's Kate Kane thing. And they're really destroying their story because they're handcuffing their lead actress. It's spectacular. I hate you, Bryce. You're the worst writer ever. Who does that? Who hires someone new and constantly talks about someone they previously had? I mean, she checks more boxes. Bryce, what's your obsession with Ruby? You guys together? Is there something we don't know? Because apparently she has some kind of really weird obsession with her. I can't figure it out. But anyways, when Ruby Rose announced that she would be leaving the CW's Batwoman after leading the show for only a single season because, she didn't want to destroy the rest of her acting career, it shook up the show's story as much as it rattled fans. No, there has to be fans of a show for them to be rattled. Go look at the ratings. There's 2 people watching this show. PB is one of them.
And I'm behind a couple weeks.
And he's not watching it for the drama. But now
there's drama in that show?
Apparently, that's what I hear somewhere. But now, even after newcomer Javicia Leslie accepted the hero's mantle as the new character Ryan Wilder, some are wondering if Rose might someday return. No one was wondering that. As a matter of fact, we've been saying definitively kill her because you're handicapping your show. You're not letting your main actress have a chance to shine because you keep on focusing on someone who's, I don't know, maybe might be dead. I don't care. In a recent interview promoting her new film, SAS Red Notice, Rose spoke about the idea of returning to Batwoman, even just long enough to tie up her story arc. Saying
she has a story arc?
Apparently.
Where?
open to the idea. However, she also added that she didn't think it would be necessarily worthwhile after it was announced that the show wouldn't kill off her character, Kate Kane. Speculation quickly began to rise about Rose's role would be handled. Currently, Kate's friends and family are working to find her after she disappeared in a ridiculous plane crash. And the series is implying that she's being held on a remote island under the watch of the criminal Sophia. Yeah. When the folks of at comicbookmovies.com asked her whether she would return, Rose said, "I would totally do it. I don't think it would serve the story because I think building the new Batwoman is more important." Oh my God. Thank you. Than going back too far into Kate Kane. But of course I would, before adding, I've watched a couple of episodes and I think how they are handling it is beautiful. No, don't give them credit. It's not beautiful. It's god awful. It's like trying to stop a forest fire with gasoline.
That doesn't work?
But apparently to them it does. Just throw more politics on there. It'll get better. I think it's Ryan Weiler's time to shine. Since Rose has left the show more out of necessity than any ill will, that leaves things much more open to a potential cameo than they might have been otherwise. Oh, look at that strong picture. Yeah, we all love that Batwoman. Plank of wood. Few expected Rose to leave Batwoman so soon after establishing herself as CW's newest heroes, but the series seems to have quickly found its footing in the wake of her departure. Leslie's casting as the new Batwoman added new, perhaps unexpected depth to the show. Now they have a brand new talking point. Love it. Resulting in a rather rare but certainly welcome black lesbian hero. Yay. In fact, even the Batwoman suit was redesigned, not by much, to make her blackness clear from just her silhouette.
You can see the face! What? I mean, you know what they did, right? Obviously, you're not paying attention. As far as I know, the only thing that they did to make her blackness apparent, that's what you just said, right?
Yes.
Like, I didn't know you had to do that as a thing. But anyways, they changed the hair. It used to be red hair, and now it's like curly, dark hair or whatever. Like, it's all puffed out, and I don't know how to explain it exactly. I'm not a hair expert. But it's supposed to be like a hairstyle that is more akin to something that black people would use more regularly than white people. Because she had the red hair and was like, oh, I can't be wearing this red hair thing. And I was like, why not?
Oh, this is... So Rose's statement that she doesn't think it would serve the story makes sense. Not because of that. Not because of that. It doesn't make sense because of the person. They're trying to set up a different person.
Don't worry about that. It'll be fine. That's what the critical drinker said.
Ryan has brought ideas to the show that might not have been addressed, at least to the extent they are now, if it hadn't been for Rose's sudden exodus. Several sub-stories that no one cares about have dealt with the history of Gotham City's private security force known as the Crows, and her resulting distrust of them reflects the relationship between countless black people and the police of the real world. While the Crows have never been portrayed fully benevolent force, having Kate's father as the leader and her former lover as one of the officers maintains a sort of gray view of the security agency, Ryan now adds an entirely new dimension to an already multifaceted organization. No, it's not! Oh my God, it gets worse. While
she works for the Crows now?
While using the development of her own character, it's particularly poignant. here in the time of Black Lives Matters movement. God, I hate all of you people. It's up in the air whether Rose will return to the show, but regardless of whether or not she does, Batwoman has already taken a proud new identity in both the show's premise and its own titular hero. Still, it might be nice to even come back for a cameo, even just one appearance. It would certainly give Kate Kane fans something to celebrate.
Oh my god.
I fucking what is this? What is this company? Game Rant, never again. Never again, Game Rant. Never again. You cause my face is red. I'm so angry right now.
Good. All of that sounded dumb as hell, guy. Why in the hell would they want to bring her back in order to, what, halfway kill her off again?
This is the most ridiculous. You know why this show suffers? For the exact reason the article brings up. Because now they switched from an episode called Having a Gay Day. I kid you not, look it up. That's a real thing. The whole episode is about Batwoman coming out as being gay, because that's the most important thing that Bruce Wayne established. You got to tell people. He should have just said, I'm a rich billionaire, and given the enemies a clue of who he was, because that's what we're doing, right, CW? That's what we're doing. Just the superhero, everybody's got to know what gender they are, what they stand for, because, you know, screw a secret identity. You don't want to keep your friends and family safe. No, you want to get that diversity plug. Jesus Christ, this is what writing has become. This is what writing has become. This is what entertainment has become. Who can pat their own back the hardest? And right now, the CW's arm must be numb, because they're hitting so many check marks and patting their back so hard. If they lift up in their shirt, they've got the reddest back in the world. Jesus, Mary and Joseph Christ on a crutch, PB. Please say something. I can't.
Excuse me. So, I don't remember if it was the regular Justice League cartoon or if it was Justice League Unlimited. But do you remember the episode where Lex Luthor and Wally West change bodies?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Right, it was hilarious. And the one line that I remember explicitly is when Lex is in Wally West's body and he's like, oh, I'm the Flash. Time to find out who the Flash is. And he looks in the mirror and he goes, I have no idea who this person is at all. That's exactly what I want from my actors that you're trying to turn into these characters. I don't necessarily want to have Ben Affleck playing Batman. I want somebody who's more of a no-name person that you can mold into it. I mean, that's why people had that, I would call it minor bit of backlash, but I'm sure some DC shill out there would say major backlash when they cast a sparkling vampire to play Batman. Like, people were freaking out. And I was like, okay.
And I said, Robin Pattinson can act. Why are you guys... We actually have an actor like Christian Bale. I mean, not
right, which I hadn't seen him. I hadn't seen him in a whole lot of stuff. I just hadn't. Like, I've seen the first Twilight movie because I got tricked into it. People lied to me, and then I watched the last one because I was told that it had some spectacular battle between a bunch of werewolves and vampires, and then come to find out the spectacular battle was on the level of Kylo Ren versus Luke Skywalker because it didn't actually happen. Anyway, I don't want anybody to be thinking about the favor that they can curry by casting anybody at all, ever. Be like, oh, well, we're going to cast this person because she's a lesbian or because she's bisexual. Or we're going to cast this person because we need a black Batwoman. How about you just run your regular casting, and whichever person trips your trigger the most, like, not checking the boxes, like, you watch them, read the lines, you see that they can embody the character, and you go, you know what? That's the person that I want. I didn't realize that was so difficult. It almost seems like they don't want to do the work to cast people. You can just look at the resume and say, oh, they've listed all of these things that they support, and they check all these boxes. We can hire that person. We don't even need to know how good of an actor they are.
Thank you. I agree, Shalana. The Power Rangers knew how to keep their secret identities. They just didn't run around, even though the suits were kind of a giveaway to the people. But, you know, subtle racism, I guess. I don't play that card, but when you have an Asian who's the Yellow Ranger and a black guy who's the Black Ranger, Savannah kind of gotta question that one, because that's a little on the nose. Like, oh gee, I forgot what nationality I am. It's morphin' time. That was
well, they don't want to confuse the kids. They don't want to make Zach the White Ranger.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. That was one time when I said, these articles aren't exactly wrong. So because I'm a man of the people, I was gonna end it right there. But then someone linked us a beautiful thing to react to.
Aha!
And I
you did
feel
get
like
it.
it's our yes, I feel like it's our personal responsibility as fair and partial. I don't know. Are we journalists? Or just some assholes on microphones who make fun of people? I
Probably
think
closer to the second one.
I think we're more reliable than them. So we're going to react to Amber Heard talking about Aquaman to all the fans, all 2 fans she has, or maybe those crazy people we see on Twitter. You know, that poor sister she has.
Does a simp count as a fan? Because I don't know if it does.
I guess, does a Raylo count as a fan? I mean,
the Raylos are not fans of Star Wars.
because I kind of feel like I saw some of them in the theater. I'm like, oh my God, Adam Driver! Oh, you're so dreamy. I hope him and Ray get together. It's just so magical, even though it doesn't make sense to the story.
Relax,
so we are going to do some screen share magic. I got to make sure that I share the audio, because you don't want to make those rookie mistakes. There we go. We're going to react to Amber Heard. She has a message for us. She has a message. I can't wait. I always find these things stunning and brave. Let's see what Amber has to say. So this is Aquaman's Amber Heard reveals how she realized Mira is a woman superhero done right. Christ. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's listen to this. This should be funny.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So glad you're doing great, Amber. How's that lawsuit coming?
Thank you for taking the time.
No, I'm happy.
So when we talk about this character, when you started, researching Mira and then started trying to imagine your own interpretation of the character, what was that process like? Was it really just about researching?
Okay. First, right off the bat, what is she pinning on her chest? This guy's asking her a question.
She doesn't even got the microphone on yet.
So professional.
As much as you can, or was it about finding a way into it personally and finding a way to bring yourself to her?
But that's a good question. I think for me, honestly, the battle was in getting,
No, I lied. It's not a microphone. It's just a pin, because I don't know.
to
What the hell does it even say?
participating in the comic.
Okay, that's the perfect face. I have no clue. If someone's interviewing me and I'm a famous star and they're taking the time out of their busy schedule, I kind of want them to be like answering me and not pinning some random pin on their.
book
No
world.
shit. Like, oh, I didn't have my pin on before I started the interview. I need to make sure that everybody can see my pin because I'm sure it says something so important that I support entirely.
I had a vague sense or vague understanding of what I could expect the representation of my character would be based on the vague understanding of the representation I'd seen in women in that particular genre, especially. And so I was pleasantly surprised when,
What the hell is she doing?
you know, when I heard that she was an empowered superhero, which is bad.
What is she?
Like, okay, you're having an interview with literally one person. It's you and frickin' one person in the room. Either look at the interviewer or look at the camera. What drugs are you on? I'm staring at the floor. I'm looking over here. Oh, did you guys see that bug? Did you see that fly? Oh, it's so beautiful. I love dragonflies. What the hell is she doing?
Kick-ass empowered woman with agency. And I was even more pleasantly surprised when I read in the comic book that same sensibility echoed in just right out of the gate, right off the bat. She, is rescuing this town and says something to someone who mistakenly asks if that was Aquawoman, and she stops and she says, "No, I have my own name. I'm my own person. My name is Mira." And I was, oh yeah, that to me was representative of the kind of character I wanted to play. And so from that point on, it was icing on the cake.
So in developing a relationship.
Okay, she is the most fidgety person.
Now she sits up. What the hell was that? Like, okay, like I said, I don't know if she's on some kind of drugs, but she fidgets more than I do, and I'm a fidgeter. What the hell was that? She couldn't sit still for 2 seconds to answer an unbelievably simple question. And now she's got a fucking smug face on.
Yeah. This is how I paused it right here. This is Amber just in life. Just how are things going with JD? That's her face.
Oh my god.
How's that court case? Oh man, if I was the interviewer, I'd lead in, I'd bait with like the Aquaman thing, and I'd be like, "So let's talk about JD. How's that going? You got hopeful prospects? How's that evidence coming along? How about those receipts? Still
with Jason, I think your guys' chemistry and the humor that you bring and the rapport that you bring is such an integral part of the movie's joy. So what was that?
Wow, she looks like she's gonna punch that guy.
But how did you develop that chemistry to begin with? How did you guys meet? How much did you guys improvise and play off each other in developing your characters together?
Well, I was lucky to have had time to get to know him when we did Justice League in London, and because even though my part was small in that, it required a lot of training. I was there for a long time. And so we got to know each other. And
fun fact: she never even got the original Justice League. She never even appeared, I don't believe, or if she did, it was that underwater scene. It was a blur to me. I don't exactly remember. I think she was in when he was fighting him, Steppenwolf, in that like room. I think she was in for like
people don't remember Justice League.
It was so I think maybe she was in the movie, but wow, all that training she must have did for those 5 seconds. Boy, she really made those 5 seconds pop. I remember it clearly.
We became friends. We hit it off instantly. Jason and I are very similar in certain ways. We like similar things. We have a similar taste in music and artistic sensibilities, and we just get along great. We're just like and that's echoed. That same relationship is echoed in the playful banner and dynamic that you see them have in the movie. Mira and Aquaman are like they're kind of they have to earn each other's respect and love. And
he ain't gotta earn your fucking respect. He's goddamn Aquaman. Shut up! Are you fucking kidding me? He's the king. He gotta fucking earn your respect. What? Fucking take a knee, bitch. Fucking earn your respect. Unbelievable.
I was waiting for it because I was like, I had a woo, but I knew that's what you were gonna say. Wow.
And
Okay.
I being as close as we are and friends and buddies, it was very easy. You know, it's a very easy thing. I really lucked out on this co-star.
Do you feel that you have a,
Oh my God, what is going on right now?
Maybe a different
What
feeling
was that?
towards, the superhero
Oh my God,
world?
that's the worst interview ever.
And what's your interpretation?
Oh.
Of course, I'm so excited to be Mira and play Mira and to be a part of Aquaman because it represents a new take on and it represents a newer generation, a newer.
I'm really hoping that pausing it like this, I'm not gonna.
Okay, hold on. Just real quick, like, take the screen and make it full screen so that we're not on it. Is what, you know what I mean? So it's just this.
Okay. Full
No,
screen.
no. So we aren't on the screen. Just so that is on the screen.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
Like, I don't know exactly how to do that in a StreamYard, like when you do the screen share, to just put the screen share up and not us up.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, now make it go full screen.
Okay.
We'll just leave it up for a couple seconds so that anybody can get the screenshot that they want and they can put whatever they would like around her face. Okay, now you can get it the fuck off.
Hold on. It's still catching up. There's a little bit of a delay that I see. So I want to make sure everybody's got a nice. There you go. That's the look of the day, people. Look at that. There's so many great memes you can make from this look. Let your creativity run wild, folks.
So Nikki said Aquaman is the most useless superhero. So if Aquaman is the most useless superhero, what the hell does that make some whammon in his movie? Like, what does it mean? What does it mean to be useless adjacent? Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. So we only got.
Dude, I would fucking love to interview this fucking woman. Be like, I see that you've taken the bag off of your head. Could you please replace it? Because your makeup is not doing the appropriate job.
Oh my God. It says on her pin, if I'm reading this right.
Well, maybe all I can see is your hat.
It says something about Me Too at the end. It's hashtag I fight for Me Too. What?
I fight for Me Too. Okay, I don't know what that means. Like, she's definitely out there fighting for herself, because that's the only fucking person that she cares about ever. I'll give her that. She's consistent.
Demand, or rather a response to demand that I think we've had for a long time, it's been largely ignored, to have a full...
What? Pause. What? Did she just say that female roles have been largely ignored? Did I hear that right?
Yes.
Oh, so she's just so in the know when it comes to the own universe that she's been added to, at least temporarily. Like, did you not see fucking Wonder Woman?
I guess Wonder Woman never counted. There's been such a... Oh man, I would love to know what Gal Gadot's response would be. I would
fucking hell.
I would be like, hey, Gal, guess what? Your movie doesn't count according to Amber, your sister in arms. She says we've been lacking representation. I don't even know what Gal Gadot is. Is she a?
Oh my God.
I have no clue. I know she's hot, but I have no clue what her nationality is. But I know it's not white.
Jewish. She's Jewish.
Yeah, like I said, hot.
She used to be in the military too, so watch yourself.
Hey, I take that beating. That's okay. Be worth it. I mean, I know some moves too. Just saying. Anyways.
And we're motivated representation of women in not only superhero movies, but
where's the downvote for this? Can I downvote this?
Yes, I downvoted it before I sent you the link.
I look forward to the Mira movie as well. So fingers crossed for
that. Sequel.
Mira movie?
Oh, did she just?
What the fuck did he just say? What?
Yep, there was talks of a Mira movie. Hopefully, not happening anymore.
Well, I'll watch a freaking what the hell's, I can't remember the actress's name, but I'll watch a Lois Lane movie before I watch a Mira movie, and she ain't even got superpowers, man. Are you kidding me? What?
Wow. So, folks, that was the most painful experience. Look, I have taken a shit less painful than watching her talk. My good. Like, does anyone drug test anymore? I'm not even joking. I'm being on a level here, okay? I have lived in New York. I've seen many, how do I say this nicely? People impaired by substances, tweakers, if you will. I've seen my fair share of, like, the hardcore drug users. And I can tell you, folks, she's on something. I have no clue what it is. I don't want to assume.
It could be some things.
But yeah, she's on something. She's definitely, dude. She couldn't even look at the interviewer in their face. I would be so annoyed doing this interview. I would just be like, hey, camera, my face, anything. Would you like to look this way? Maybe.
I'd be like, do you need a minute to snort that before we start?
Like, you want to counterbalance yourself? I don't know what you're on right now, but you need whatever the balance of is that, because you're like, looking at the poster. I mean, don't get me wrong. The background was slightly mesmerizing because did you see the trident in the water that was moving off of it? Cool. It was kind of like
I was looking at it and I was like, how can we turn this trident just a little bit so it looks like it's poking her in the head?
Big Daddy-O says, at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, I'd take Gal Gadot over Amber Turd any day. Gal Gadot was
every day?
And, oh, yeah. I agree with that. Every day. I know it says any day. I'm saying every day.
Like, that's an easy choice. That's a super easy choice.
Gal Gadot was awesome as Wonder Woman. Can't wait to see her as Cleopatra. Me neither. Even if the movie sucks, the shots in that. Anyways, if that doesn't get canceled for her. Yeah, did you hear that? They want to cancel Cleopatra because she's not Egyptian enough? Like, what are you guys even representing for? Like, what? But yet
that's a new one.
But yet we're gonna see Mira. Can't wait for that. Like, oh, thank you, Israeli. Thank you. That's what I was. See, I told you it was. I was close. Arabic.
That's what I said. I said she was a Jew.
No, there's a difference. A Jew will fight you over that.
There's a difference between being a Jew and being Israeli. Like, how many Israelis aren't Jews? I don't see a whole lot of, what do I want to say? Oh, gosh. Oh, why am I drawing a blank now? The Palestinians. I don't see a lot of Palestinians saying that they're Israeli.
Nikki Harris says, Zod, you should be glad I like you for me to sit through that. Nikki, someone sent this to me. I didn't even know if I could sit through it. It was the most god-awful interview. And I've done a lot of interviews here on the show. I've done a lot of interviews. Not all of them have been the best, okay? You can go back through my fandom talks. Some don't just have zip to them, okay? But I appreciate everyone who's come on. But, some people just can't interview, or they get nervous, or, they don't know what to say, things like that. That's understandable. But she's an actress. This is like her job. What she does is she shoots a movie, she promotes the movie, and she does interviews. It's like you've got to be able to do all of those things. And with the acting parts, that's debatable. So she should at least be good at the second one.
I mean, she doesn't have to be. She can just yell discrimination. She's like, I'm a woman. People don't want to hire me because I'm a woman. I was like, no, I'll hire just women because I can pay them 70 cents on the dollar, right?
Like, this was my God, this was such a bad interview. Like, I've never, okay, and not to play favorites here, but let's play favorites. I've never watched a Johnny Depp interview where I was like, could someone please help him? Someone just throw him a bone. Never. He tells a joke here and there. He talks about his movie. He looks the camera guy in the eye.
Oh, what a horrible guy. Doing an interview like a professional? What a dick.
Oh, yeah. And there's that whole thing where maybe he makes it relatable and he's like, hey, how's the wife and kids? How you doing? And it's like, they're doing great. Johnny, you're asking me about my family. Like, he throws the interview off balance. He gets a rapport going, and then he talks about his movie. And I don't hear representation, diversity, or inclusion. You know what I hear about? What the movie's about. Off that interview. If I was just watching that interview, I would still have no earthly clue exactly what Aquaman was about. I'd know that Mira was in it and that she did a comic that was oh so powerful for representation. Rebecca, why'd you do this to us, Rebecca? I have to go into work. I'm going to randomly punch someone now, and they're not even going to know why. I'm just going to hit some kid.
Oh, now you're playing the knockout game? Terrible.
I'm going to Superman punch some poor kid walking by and be like, that's for not giving a good interview.
I'll be like, what are you talking about? I just got to work. Interview where?
Like, that was so terrible. How does she have a job? I mean, okay, let's just take out the whole being an abuser for a second and then just downright.
How does she have a job? Two ways to have a job at that point. You either have pictures on somebody and you're like, hey, you are going to give me a job. Or she can tie a cherry stump with her tongue.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. Shalana says, why would I want to interview her for anything? I'd walk out after a minute with her. I agree. And it's not for the reasons that we know, right? Because these interviewers are shills. They don't care about truth or facts, right? Just off of the principle, if I was that guy interviewing her, I would tell her to get the F out.
Be like, what are you doing here? We're having a conversation. What are you looking at?
Yes, Cyber. I did make somebody a mod. I can't believe she is the worst at everything she does. Like literally the worst. It's spectacular. I've never seen anyone so unqualified be able to get a job for something they're not qualified for.
I'm telling you guys, you just gotta know stuff. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Okay, hold on a second. I want to pull up my mortal enemy for a second.
Okay.
So go ahead and talk with people. I'm finding my mortal enemy, and I'm going to show the differences, even though I can't stand this person. I'm going to show the differences of why this person, as obnoxious as they are.
We know. You're bringing up an interview of your favorite cheese, and we're going to show how, even though she can be annoying as hell, just ask Don Cheadle, she can still look at the damn camera. Okay,
so, I can I absolutely positively cannot stand this person except for in this interview, and you'll see why in a second. But I want to show you guys some stark differences of why Brie Larson is so glad that.
So, okay, you said I'm going to be able to see immediately. So what you're telling me is she's wearing a low-cut shirt.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys the stark differences of a proper interview, even if the person is obnoxious, versus whatever the hell that was we were watching, okay? So here we go. Right now, and this is on a show that I detest as well.
This is Late Night with Cleavage.
So right now, yes, there is the low-cut shirt, but that's not what I want to focus on.
You're a liar.
Look at, starts with a smile.
Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel Live. I am your guest host for the night, Brie Larson.
Look, she addresses the people.
Jimmy couldn't be here tonight. He is recovering at home. And Jimmy, if you're watching, we're thinking of you, and we wish you the best of luck with your new butt implants.
See? That was actually funny. See, I don't like her at all, but she's kind of making me feel like she's a person. She looks at the camera. She looks at the crowd. She tells a joke about the host.
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel does not need more of an ass. He's already a big enough one.
He told me to make myself at home, so I went into his office, took off my bra, and drunk ordered a bunch of quilts on Etsy.
See, now she jokes about herself.
An interesting place to come into work. Right outside that door is the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is overflowing with tourists and people dressed as superheroes. Today, I got to see what Captain Marvel would look like as a chain-smoking old man in a wig.
Zod, I didn't realize that you started chain smoking.
It's been a pretty big year for me.
You know what? I had to after I sold my soul to this interview.
This isn't the interview. You'd have to jump forward to the actual interview part when she's sitting at the desk.
Captain Marvel and
okay, so we got jokes over here. Now let's get to the interview itself. Yes, we know Captain Marvel did great.
Because you would think that somebody who is a, let's say, professional, like she has allegedly the same training that the nameless one has. Why does she know how to play off of the camera, but the crazy bitch does not?
Okay, I don't know where the actual interview part is, because whoever put this up just put up the skits. God.
Oh, they just put up the opening part?
Yeah, the opening part. They put up the rest. But you guys get the point off of that little excerpt, right? She makes a joke to the crowd. She looks at the camera. She looks at the audience. She's looking off to the side, which I assume Kimmel's on the side of it, right? Because she's going to go sit down and talk with him.
Right. No, that was the night that she was hosting, guy. Kimmel's not going to be there. She came out. The people that she's looking at off to the side is whoever the hell the band is. What, he's got the Roots or something?
I don't know. I barely watched that show. But there's a point to it. And the point is, thank you. I just realized that I should have grabbed another clip. But anyways, the point I'm making is when she conducts an interview, she's actually, or when she's hosting a show, I'll give her credit. She's actually funny. She's getting the audience into it. She's looking at the camera. She's looking off to the side to address people when she's got to address them. She's not fiddling with a pen or looking all over the place like a crazed squirrel.
I was going to say, how look up, just type in Brie Larson, Don Cheadle, Endgame interview. Type that in and see if that one comes up, because that would be almost the exact same scenario where she is sitting right in front of the camera, and you're either I don't know what the hell, still don't know what the hell she was looking at the fucking floor and being like, oh, did I drop my drugs? No, you didn't drop your drugs, Amber. You took them already. Anyway, there's only two things to be looking at. I mean, unless somebody's walking in the background and they happen to catch your eye for a second, yeah, That happens to everybody. We're not all freaking. We're not perfect here. Stuff happens. But beyond that, I don't know what the hell you're looking at. Like, you got the interviewer, you got the camera. The camera, when you're doing an interview, is the audience. Like, the hundreds of thousands, millions of people that are going to see this, they want you to look at the camera because it feels like you are engaging with them. And you got a super chat.
Oh, 199 super chat. Rob Rule says, love everyone. Hope all is well. All is well, Rob.
I mean, it was well before we watched that interview, and we were like, who in the hell taught her how to interview at all? I thought she's been doing this for years, and she has no clue what's going on.
Now, this is someone, and you know what? I don't even really, now looking back at it, blame her for this. She was new to the franchise, arrogant, had to be knocked off of her high horse. But this is the equivalent of the interview we saw.
What was it like joining this group, this universe?
I love that. Just go to the next
Intimidating at first, mostly because this is where it all began for me, was on this film. We filmed this before Captain Marvel. So I was figuring out this character, but very much in the dark. There was no script to read.
Look at that. She's looking right at Kevin Frazier.
Not flushed out yet with the Captain Marvel solo film either. So it was just
So even though this interview gets obnoxious at certain points, still, she's looking at the camera. Her hands and her hand movements still have to do with who she's talking to. Okay.
You don't see her randomly just bobbleheading around, looking every which way. Granted, there are two other people there, so it might be a little easier to stay focused or not get distracted by the random bullshit, but I don't know what could be possibly happening on the floor in front of you between you and the interviewer that you have to be staring at the floor. You psycho.
guys.
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra?
I love that. He can't stand her. Look at his face.
Somebody new comes in. Is there like initiation? Is there are you accepting? You're like,
no.
The initiation is telling everybody how to do an interview properly. Because all these people aren't fucking idiots, apparently.
It's to kind of play with that we do for sure in the scene itself when she kind of shows up. So it was nice, but she kind of fit right in.
Rob, we're torturing you with the Brie Larson interview. Don't worry about it, Rob.
I love how, now see, that's professional. You can tell by Don Cheadle's face over here and Chris Hemsworth. She was probably obnoxious and they didn't like her. But look at it, the professionalism, even though it's in their eyes and their expressions that they clearly don't like it at all. They're still BSing their way through. They're like, yeah, you know, it was great having her because I'm a professional and I'm hired by a studio and paid millions of dollars to sit here, even though I don't like the person.
Waiting for my membership card that hasn't been received.
$25. Yeah. That'll come. The card comes. So.
And then you're in.
The card comes.
Chris, you know we did a thing with your body double / stand-in. And he
I love him. I love the way he interviews. He's so charismatic. Look at that.
I know. What's it? I know we don't watch anymore, but what's it take to make him a professional wrestler? Because he could do it.
5 seconds.
What? I can't even do it. Why would Bobby set me up like that? Against the wall?
Why would you set me up like that?
Well, you said.
Oh, shit.
He can walk in his hands for like 50 meters. So
what?
He's proper, whatever you call that skill. Hand sandy man?
Circus.
Hand sandy man?
Because you now are coming up with
Yeah, it's right.
I've never watched this entire interview all the way through. I only ever watched the parts where they're like, "Did you see Don Cheadle sneering at Brie Larson?"
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did. And then...
Yes, Jasmine. She said,
"You're not Tom Cruise." Here it comes.
No,
There it is. There it is. She goes.
It's the best part. Go back. Go back.
I do all my stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that's what everyone did. And then,
Tom Cruise over here.
no, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
There's certain things.
It's hilarious.
Ending for others, for some, and it's a beginning for others. Like we're eating this. Hey, you're a new kid. This is starting for others. Clearly, this is the end game.
Yeah.
How emotional is that saying goodbye to this?
Yeah, how emotional is it saying goodbye when you've never been here the entire time, Bree?
Needed that big photograph, and everybody got together, and everybody had a book. And everybody was going around like it was, the last day of high school. Like, could you sign my book? Could you sign my book? And new people were meeting each other. And that's the other thing about this. There's so many characters, and we're all coming in for this last sort of moment that there's all these new relationships being built, and, we kind of get to come back and meet each other and see each other. And there's a real, I think, affection among the cast members, except for...
There's a real affection for, the whole cast, except for...
I mean,
I never saw that part either. Oh my God, why did nobody focus on that part? That's freaking hilarious.
what we're a part of, how amazing it is. I mean, the first film.
Hopefully, E.T. and a bunch of an Arabic station doesn't do a copyright claim.
Was anyone even?
Okay, hold on. You see, I would think that at this point right here, you got one person on the side talking, and look at what the other two people are doing. They are almost entirely focused on him because they're like, oh, I don't need to make myself the center of attention by, moving around like a goddamn bobblehead with my hot air over here.
And look, I might play more of that, but I'm kind of getting close to my time here, so I'm going to start to wrap
things up.
Yeah,
we hit 2 hours.
You guys get the gist. You get the gist of what's going on. Nikki, don't worry.
Gist with an I.
Just Kryptonian. Anyways, you guys get the idea of what we're saying.
There you go.
These people are professionals, right? They know when to look at their co-star. They know when to look at the camera. They know when to look at the interviewer. They have a sense of everything that's going on in the room. They're surrounded by multiple people. I want to see an interview with Amber and Jason Momoa or someone else just to see what she does when she's interviewing. You know what? We might. But Justice League comes out. You know what? We might touch on that too, because a lot of people like this playing the clips. Maybe I'll do something. What's today? Wednesday. Father's Odd is doing Thursday. Maybe I'll do an afternoon show on Friday. I'll have to see. I got to pick up the little dictator, but I'll do another show and I'll go through with you guys and I'll play the clip all the way through. And we'll focus on that, and then we'll see if we can find one on Amber with a co-star, because that ought to be interesting. I want to know what she's looking at while there's someone in the room with her. Oh, we could do it.
I mean, there's got to be one or two where she's got somebody else sitting there, I would think. I don't know. I don't look up her stuff.
Rebecca says, with Jason, she was normal. Don't worry, Rebecca. I am going to comb through, and I'm going to fine-tooth comb an interview. Even with that comment that she made, right, where she got nasty with Hemsworth. Now, he could have had an angry face. He could have got upset, right? But what did he do? He kind of joked, went through.
He laughed it off.
He laughed it off. Yeah. He didn't get upset. He didn't get mad. He didn't even come out in an interview and say, oh, yeah, that Brie Larson's the devil. Look at how she treated me. He just brushed it off like, okay, whatever, bitch. I'll see you on set. So,
strongest Avenger.
Just saying, I summon lightning. What do you summon? Anyways, so look, we've learned a lot. We've learned how you properly interview and how you don't ever interview. We talked about.
Yeah, you don't ever interview Amber. It's easy.
So thank you everybody for watching. This was really fun. I had a great time. South Florida Drifter. Hey,
Thrifter. Thrifter.
I said,
not drifter. You said drifter.
I said drifter.
Yeah, you just said drifter again. You're not even drinking. That bottle of rum is still half full.
But thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you share, like, subscribe. PB, before we get out of here, you got anything coming up? Anything you want to promote? We're getting close to the day.
You want me to promote something? Oh gosh, I still got to make that Zack Snyder video. I found my ambition, but then apparently I fell asleep last night. Whoops. And then I also apparently had yet to use my voice to say hello to Carmen. So hello and goodbye.
So everybody, make sure you tune in. Maybe I'll do a couple of interviews.
Hey, Rob's Rules, we're not just giving wrenches out to everybody here in the fandom zone.
Oh my goodness. Don't worry about it. We're going to be back. Maybe I may pull up a couple of videos for you guys. You guys let me know. You know what? Before we go, I'll take a poll. Before we go, I want to know if you guys want me to do more of these interviews and we can see the mistakes and things of it. Hit a 1. If not, hit a 1.
Yeah, hit a 1 if you want to see us rip apart people's terrible interviewee skills. And hit a 2 if you just want us to ramble about the news of the day. Which do you prefer? Because I can do both.
I mean,
doing both is easy.
Both. It's easy. Go ahead. Let's see. Ooh.
That's a lot of cherry. I love Nikki got it right. Nikki got it right. That's a good answer.
I'm gonna take her answer as 1. I'm gonna take Shalana and Cherry's answer as 1 because when you do
what
that,
do you mean as a 1? As a what? Nikki's answer is literally a 0. There is a circle with a hole in the middle. What are you talking about?
No,
it says donuts.
It's 1 donut though.
That's a 0. A donut is a 0. At least that donut's a 0. Not every donut's a 0. The one that I had before was a Long John, so it was a 1.
Okay, so the next shindig we have, we'll just gather some interviews and we'll talk about all of the flaws and how ridiculous people look. This Thursday is going to be actually a pretty big day because Rob has invited me to do a review, so I'm going to go see the movie City of Lies, and I'll hop on Rob's channel and we'll do a review of it, and I'll let you guys know what we think about it. Also, the VA appeal is that day, so it should be very interesting. I'm definitely going to be wanting to talk about that stuff. And also, on Friday, we have our late night talks. We might do something earlier. I'll have to see because
at what time?
Late night talks will be at the midnight hour because I work 3 to 11.
So midnight Central, 1 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. on Saturday UK time, or 6 a.m. Denmark. Gosh, what time is that going to be in frickin' Australia? My God, they're like 18 hours ahead of us now. What the hell's that come out to? 18 hours military time on Saturday, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
1800?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we'll definitely we'll be.
Do you have it set up yet? Like, can we drop the link, or do you not have that one set up yet?
I don't have it set up yet. I never know what we're going to talk about on our late nights before the day.
Okay, you're right. You don't know what we're going to talk about, but you could have it just generally set up with the title. You don't need the description yet, and then we can drop the link and people can set reminders. That's just something to think about in the future.
You know what? That's a great idea. I might actually do that because it gets more complicated on the day when I'm working on my phone.
Right.
It backs me out of everything.
Right. And then, like if something comes across it, let's say you set it up a week ahead of time. Like Perp has some of his set up like 2 months ahead of time. He's like, yeah, we're doing a stream in freaking July on this day, and I was like, okay, I'll clear my calendar, guy. Okay, I don't know if somebody's gonna die before then. How am I supposed to know? Like, what the hell? July? It's a little too far in the future. But yeah, I mean, if you do it a week ahead of time and then something comes up during the week, you can either adjust the second half of the title where you have whatever the topic is, and then the description as you go along.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I might have to start doing that. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to retweet if you're new, subscribe, share on every platform, all of that other good jazz. And as always, remember there is only one rule here in the fandom zone. Oh
my God.
Wrong one. I forgot. DC Universe is no more. I shelled so hard for them. There we go. Kneel before Zod.
Only if you don't have any interviewing skills.